What's up? Your typical autistic metalhead here. Want to make a video today going over my top 19 albums of 1991. Wanted to do 19 because keep the 9-1 kind of thing going. Didn't want to do a whole 91. That would be a crazy feat there. And I'm about quality over quantity. But got the video idea from Hammerheart Metal Reviews. So shout out to you if you happen to be watching this video. Awesome guy. Love watching his videos. Wanted to try to make my own little list today. Going through, he had me and maybe think back to like 1991 and maybe kind of look into like some stuff that may have been some of my favorites from that time. What actually came out in 91. So always think about 1992 as being the like golden year for like death metal and stuff. And 91 had a lot of great gems as well, and had me look back and just like see. I love figuring out like what albums came out certain years, and I remembered a lot of them, but it's kind of cool to figure some other ones out too that I wasn't 100% sure of. My list is predominantly death metal, like exclusively death metal. There's one album on here that wouldn't be considered death metal, which will be the first one I'll talk about here. But I have mostly physical copies of of all these albums. I think there's like 5 or 6 that I don't actually have physicals of right now. So I have my handy dandy laptop here with me, with those album covers pulled up are the ones I don't have right now. Yeah, I could get some editing thing and do the overlays like I used to, but I kind of like doing it this way. It's something a little different, and I like pulling up, making the big album artworks on my computer and stuff. It's kind of fun, nice to look at. So that's just how I want to do it. I mean, it works the same way. Might be a little bit of a glare on the screen, but I'll try to fix it. And it seems to. I've done it before. It typically seems to work out well. But let's not get into this. We want to be all crazy, and let's get back to what we're talking about here in this video, and that's metal music. It came out in 1991. So 1991 was the big year. Of course, death metal had just been coming in the past like 5-ish years, and it really started like coming in really big around the early 90s there. So big time for death metal, and just extreme metal coming in more in general at that time too, after like a lot of the thrash and stuff. But turn my camera here to the side a little bit so we can see what I'm showing here a little bit better. But let's get in with the first one, number 19 that I have on my list. And I did number these in like the order that I feel the best for me, like a countdown of like which ones are the most important to me leading up to the first one. So first one we got is Metallica, their self-titled album, the Black Album. I wanted to put this on the list. Yes, it's a very kind of mainstream, kind of overplayed. A lot of songs on here like Enter Sandman, Sad But True, Nothing Else Matters, stuff like that. But this song will always have a soft spot for me. Metallica was the first metal band I ever listened to when I was younger. My dad used to play me songs off of this album there's quite a few gems on this album that are pretty good. I can't say I love Enter Sandman that much anymore. It's just like insanely overplayed, but still a pretty solid Metallica album. And just thought I had to put it on my list just because it'll always have a soft spot for me in that regard. So next, number 18, we have, I'm gonna pull up the laptop for this one, this band called Mortification, with their self-titled debut, I believe. Pretty cool album artwork right there. They're a death metal band. I think they're from America. Not 100% sure. I haven't looked too much into them, but they're a pretty straight up death metal band. But what makes them a little different, I guess, is that they're a Christian death metal band, which is a little bit more unheard of, as we know. And just thought it was an interesting aspect. You don't really hear about that much in extreme metal. But still pretty just solid straight up death metal, and sounds really good. You can see in their logo they have the 3 crosses instead of like inverted crosses or like other satanic symbols. which is just something a little different. It's kind of funny to me, honestly, but solid artwork there, just straight up in the same level as the other death metal bands and stuff I love, the art style I love from that time, and just solid death metal, and I think it should be mentioned on this list here. Next, we have Funebrae, Children of the Scorn. This is a Finnish death metal band, a scene that kind of gets a little bit overlooked in the grand scheme of things, I believe. You see, predominantly Swedish death metal and American death metal, Florida death metal are the big scenes within death metal, and I feel like the Finnish scene really definitely flies under the radar. It's mostly just underground artists from what was going on at that time. But this is a pretty big one from that time. This is the only full length they ever released, and it's just a solid Finnish death metal album. Not one of my favorites of the Finnish scene, but still a really solid one. The album artwork is fucking awesome. That red. There's also like a alternate album cover I actually have in here. It's that one there. But both really sick album artworks. But I think I'm kind of preferring this red one now. The color red is awesome. It's my favorite. I love the darkness of this. It's such sick stuff. But really solid Finnish death metal album. Flies under the radar. Really good shit. Looks at it as kind of a classic, very influential as well to some other people and stuff. And it's cool, like looking back some of these bands too. There's like an interview in this particular CD. It's the Extreme Cult series. A label that I love. That's done a lot of cool reissues of just like some underground shit, forgotten gems. And they actually like got like a member from like the drummer of like the early demo on this of this band, and it was cool to hear like that thing. And it's interesting that like a lot of these bands are so influential, like the people like moved on like soon after this, and this became like an influential, like they became influential to like the genre, but they just kind of went on and just started living their lives like normally, I guess, like other people do, just get a job, have kids, have a family and stuff, and just like completely never make music again. It's just interesting to me. But yeah, that's kind of the case with this band here. They just kind of made this album back when they were teenagers, and it stood the test of time, I believe. So a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, sick album. Definitely check them out if you never heard of them before. Next, we have Sorcery, Blood Chilling Tales. This is another Swedish band, I believe. Another one that kind of flies under the radar. I remember like seeing this album cover back in the day when I first got into like extreme metal and death metal especially. I was intrigued. I loved the album artwork. Is such a big deal for me within metal and stuff. This is just like a great Swedish sound. Not too much like the Sunlight sound, I don't believe, but like still just kind of like that just great Swedish death metal sound. And I really like this album too. Stands out to me. Really cool. You can't go wrong when it comes to Swedish death metal. And this is a little hidden gem, I believe, in my eyes. Next, got another American band here. Got Benediction with their album The Grand Leveler. Can't believe this might be their debut. I'm not 100% sure. But this is another great just American death metal album, and one that I feel like doesn't get talked about too much. I'm actually reading a book called Choosing Death, and this band has been mentioned within that book. I'm not too sure like how like respected this band is. Haven't looked too much into them, but really solid sound, straight up death metal. Really like it, solid stuff. Next, it's a band I talked about recently. Actually, I'm getting ahead of myself. I gotta get this other one on my computer here first. Another classic band, classic Florida band, Autopsy with Mental Funeral. Love to have a copy of this someday. I don't know why I don't have one, but I definitely say I'd prefer their debut, Severed Survival, to this. Severed Survival will always be special to me. I've always loved that album. It's just like straight up Florida death metal, just awesome early album. It's just special. It's the one I got into really early, but They did a bit of a different sound on this one. They definitely more doom elements on here, more of a death doom album, and another sick album artwork. Probably my favorite album artwork of theirs, I'd have to say, and just really just straight sick death doom, Florida death doom, Autopsy, Legends, super influential. Still making music to this day, fucking awesome. So just fucking awesome band. They have to be talked about. But now back to the one we're on number 14 now, or should I say 13, and that is one I talked about recently in my more like cult classics video, and that is Ripping Corpse, Dreaming with the Dead. Another American band, very kind of different. Like their vocals are a bit different. They have more of a heavy metal kind of sound to them, kind of like Slayer, thrashy kind of vocals too, and like and just like have a lot of thrash influence into the death metal sound, and make just a good mix of thrash and death metal here, and just a sick little kind of somewhat hidden gem. I think a lot of people know about them, or a lot of people don't like the vocals that much first thing around. I know that was me when I would probably first listened to this. I wasn't that about it, but very unique and different, and I really respect that a lot within stuff now. So really sick album, Ripping Corpse. Check them out. They're sick, unique band. Kind of like a super group kind of too. There's like just a bunch of members from different other bands as well in that one. Next, we have one that I used to have a copy of and wish I still did. I don't know why I got rid of it, but we have Pestilence, Testimony of the Ancients. Another kind of like more thrashier kind of sound with death metal, and this band from Netherlands. It's a cool little scene there as Pestilence and like Asphyx. Asphyx is another band I'm talking about. So foreshadowing here, but yeah, this album I used to have a copy of, and I really like this album cover, but I do have a copy of Consuming Impulse, which is the one I go back to the most, but this is still a great like thrashy death metal album. It's cool. I'd love to learn about some more bands from like the Netherlands and stuff too, so I can really just think of Pestilence and Asphyx. So if you got some recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. But Pestilence, awesome classic fucking band. They're really sick shit. Next, another Swedish kind of cult classic, I'd say, and that is Authorize, The Source of Dominion. This is just another just great Swedish little hidden gem, the one under the radar a little bit, I feel like, and not sure if they've made much. I think this might be their only full length. I'm not too sure about that. I need to research that a little bit more, but I know I really like this album. It's one I had found somewhat recently in like the past year. Just digging a little bit more. I love finding some little gems from back in the day for sure. Just love the comfort I get from that is awesome. But just a great Swedish band. I love their this album artwork, and just that vibe, man. Just that there's nothing like that vibe from that time. Just from this sound, this scene. It's awesome. Their logo is sick. I drew that recently, actually. I have to show that sometime. But I was pretty happy with it. I like when I drew that. It was fun. But really cool shit. Nice little Swedish hidden gem once again. So sick band. Check them out. All right, we've reached the top 10 now. My top 10 is one I wish I had a physical of that I used to have as well, but don't anymore, and so now I have the computer and I'm broke, so can't buy a copy right now. But this band I just talked about, this is Asphyx, with The Rack, which is their debut album, and just great. Just like this and their second album are just stone cold classics. That's sick, just death doom sound from the Netherlands, and they're just very consistent band. Did some cool shit. Pretty sure on the first two albums, the Pestilence and the Asphyx vocalist are the same guy. There's very similar vocals at least, and I'm pretty sure they're the same guy. But Just a sick band. I went back to I go back to their second album a little bit more than this one, and that's like just one of my all-time favorites, classic. This one honestly is up there. It's like same kind of deal, like very, very similar, but I've gone back to the other one first, more than that. And just one that I really loved super early on, just a band I really loved super early on when I got into death metal, so they'll always be special in that regard. And this is a logo I need to draw soon. This is another sick fucking logo. So The Rack by Asphyx, definitely a top contender for the top 10. Just a great band that has been really influential to me and very it's important to me in the grand scheme of things too. And just Death Doom pioneers, fucking awesome shit. Next, let's see, number 9. It's still on my laptop here. Another one I wish I had a copy of, but I don't currently. This should be the last computer one that I have to show. I love this album artwork. I love this band. Just would be sick to have it someday. But it's Morbid Angel, Blessed Are the Sick. Blessed Be the Sick, I think. Is that right? Blessed are the sick, blessed be the sick. Blessed are the sick. But this is sick Morbid Angel album, earlier Morbid Angel album, and still have their like thrashy death metal sounds, and then they've kind of changed it up a little bit more a little bit after this. I mean, Covenant still had that kind of thrashiness to it, but they're starting to transition to their like middle era and later era kind of sound, and a little bit more brutal, I guess. This is just like very similar to their first album. And so I was watching Hammerheart Metal Reviews video. He said this is his favorite Morbid Angel album, and he said that there's like, you can hear a little bit of experimentation in it with like the solos and stuff. But this one I haven't listened to a ton, as much as I'm fairly newer Morbid Angel fan. I just didn't love them as much when I first got into them. I didn't like the more thrashiness. I was looking for something heavier, just more straight up. I mean, they're pretty straight up death metal, but they have the thrashiness to them, and I didn't love that as much as first when I was getting into it. I was like, it's not heavy enough, man. But now I love the shit out of Morbid Angel and want to get more and more familiar with their stuff. Listen to this album quite a lot. Say Altars of Madness is probably still going to be my favorite by them. But still a very great follow-up right here, and they were just so consistent through this time frame throughout the 90s. And just a sick, influential Florida band. What else can really be said about them? They're just a big part, super influential, just amazing death metal band. I drew their logo recently too, and I need to do it better as I kind of ran out of room on the page, unfortunately. But no, they're super influential, amazing band, still doing it to this day. And one I've been very obsessed with this year in particular. They hadn't clicked with me too much in the past for some reason, but now I've just been like obsessed with them. And I'm talking about Immolation, and this is their debut album, Dawn of Possession. And only have a little cutout of this one. The CD is pretty hard to get a good copy of. They're all pretty pricey. You can get the LP, but I don't really like collecting metal, especially like this on vinyl. But I did actually find like the case for this for like fairly cheap, like on like Discogs, just the case for like cheap. And I was like, oh, I might as well have it. And I have like the booklet and the artwork with it, and I'll just like burn a CD. It doesn't have the actual CD. But there's like some like fading on it, so I like printed this out so I could like have like the like cover without the fading on it too. But awesome New York band. They were in the game for a long time. They're still in the game. Really influential, awesome fucking death metal band. They still had like a more of a like that earlier kind of death metal sound. The vocals are still a little bit different on this one, like more just a traditional death metal sound. But it's still very Immolation. And they had like a 5-year hiatus where they released their next full length after this one. And fucking amazing album artwork. Even saw that one of the band members of Slipknot actually has like this tattooed on them or something. which is an interesting fact. I saw that in the book that I'm reading. But awesome fucking band, super influential, super consistent, amazing death metal band. Just been killing it for years. Love to see them live someday. Hopefully they'll tour at some point soon, come near me, but I know they've been in my town before. But awesome New York band, part of the New York scene. Just were in the game really early on, and helped like bring up some of those even Florida bands that were like trying to tour and stuff in New York and stuff. Immolation was a big help for those people. So sick fucking band, awesome. They seem like really cool guys. Made some fucking amazing music, some great lyrical content, awesome shit. Next, we've got number 7 coming in with another Swedish classic right here, and that is Dismember, Like an Ever-Flowing Stream. This is another album I got into very early. Just your pretty much straight up Sunlight sound, Swedish death metal, straight up Swedish death metal right here. Very similar to Entomb, just had that buzzsaw sound to the guitars, and just like the pioneering sound of that Swedish scene, that early Swedish scene, the one that everybody wanted to recreate in that Sunlight Studios. Fucking awesome. Great band. They got a little bit more melodic further down. I haven't listened to them too extensively other than this and like their album called Death Metal that actually came out the year I was born. That one being a lot more melodic. But awesome band, super influential band. Just one of the pioneers of Swedish death metal sound. Big boys, great shit. Awesome album. Want to go back to quite a lot. Next we got another American classic, and that is Cannibal Corpse, Butchered at Birth. Just like pretty brutal, ahead of their time, kind of the brutality that they had on this album. And I remember there was a person I used to work with, said he was like around like when this was coming out. And he said that this album cover was like censored like crazy. It was like really like crazy to release this out in the world. It was just the brutality and just like the lyrical content, just disgusting and nasty and revolting to the normie people of society, scaring people. But just great guttural vocals, Chris Barnes, and just sick fucking deep distorted guitars. Just great fucking death metal, man. Just like death metal exactly how I love it. Just fucking dark, gloomy, heavy, just gloomy. Everything is it's fucking awesome. Just edgy, I guess you could say too. Just like in your fucking face, nasty shit. So fucking awesome bands. Cannibal Corpse, one of the best selling death metal bands of all time. Probably one of the more well known in that regard too. Fucking sick bands, no matter how popular they are. I'd say universally pretty respected at the same time though. But so awesome fucking band, awesome album. Probably my favorite Cannibal Corpse album, I'd have to say at this moment. I haven't extensively listened to their discography too much, but I'm sure I will one day and dig a little bit deeper. But mostly familiar with this and the one after, None So Vile. But sick fucking album, love it. Come back to it quite often. Alright, we've reached the top 5. And first one, another Florida band. What do you know? What do you know? We've got Malevolent Creation, The Ten Commandments. This is another one that was really big for me when I first got into death metal. Listened to it a ton when I got into death metal. And love this album artwork, so sick. I love the way this shit comes in with memorial arrangements. It just drops so fucking good. It's so fucking sick. I've always loved that drop. But just another fucking great death metal band. And just love the sound on this, man. It's just so sick. Just not much else I can say. Just straight up death metal, fucking awesome. Just so big to me when I first got into death metal. So will always be special to me, and that's why it's so high on my list. Next, another Swedish band, one that I feel like flies a little, not too under the radar, but you know, they're a fucking sick fucking band, and I feel like they don't get as much like recognition as they should, and that is Edge of Sanity. Nothing But Death Remains. It's their first album, which is different than their other albums. It's not as like progressive sounding. It's just more just straight up death metal. It doesn't sound exactly Swedish either, but they got more like melodic and progressive later down the line, and they're just fucking very consistent discography as well. Dan Swano, legendary figure in the metal community. He's done so many different projects, but Edge of Sanity, fucking awesome, is the main real deal one. Not real deal, but the main Dan Swano project, I guess I'd say. But fucking awesome shit. And this one that was super big for me when I first got into death metal as well, and I just still love this album so much. It just goes the fuck off. Just so sick. So had to mention it. Had to be in my top 5. Next, we got Suffocation, Effigy of the Forgotten, another New York band. Fucking awesome. Brutality, brutal fucking album. One that was so big for me when I first got into extreme metal as well. Fucking sick album artwork. Just straight up, just great, just brutal, like kind of death metal. Straight up death metal, with that brutality to it too, but kind of in similar lines as Cannibal Corpse, I guess I could say. But fucking love this shit. Great shit. And more technical. They got more technical later down. I'd say they're pretty technical in this one too. But sick fucking band, Suffocation. Really stands out to me. All right, the last two, top 2 here. And this band, very, very important to me. Was the one that got me into this shit, and that is Death with their album Human. Fucking awesome. I feel like this is what started their like legendary fucking run of albums. This through their last album, Sound of Perseverance, is fucking flawless. Their first 3 albums are fucking amazing too, but there's just something special about these 4 albums right here. That started with this one. Started getting more progressive, more technical. Just really found more of their sound and just started experimenting a little bit more. And just fucking awesome, man. This is fucking amazing album. Amazing death metal album. Florida Legends. Absolutely just fucking legendary fucking band. Influenced so much shit. And just like made such fucking great, amazing music. Like unbelievable how great they are. I'm definitely a death fanboy, as you can say. A Chuck fanboy, but made amazing music, super influential to me. Like, they're just so special to me. They'll always be such a special band to me. Could really just like listen to them forever. Like they're so fucking good. All their albums are just so good. But Human, amazing album. And with how much I hyped that one up, you would think it was my number 1, but I had to put this next one as my number 1. It's like just a little bit more special to me. And that is, but these 2 could probably be interchangeable. To be honest with you, I feel fairly similarly about them. But I have Gorguts, Considered Dead, Canadian band. Got more wonky and technical towards later, the Obscura and such. But this more straight up death metal. But God, I fucking love this album. It's so just great, amazing death metal. Just straight up, like one of my favorite, just straight up death metal albums of all time. Just like if I had to pick one, it's just like kind of your straight up death metal sound. Like it would have to be this album. I just fucking love it so much. I love the album artwork. I love just the vibe of it so much. It's just, God, this album is so sick, man. I just love it. I'm probably gonna have to listen to it after this video, low key. I'm just gonna have to listen to this shit. How could I not? But I'm gonna put it right into my CD player right after this and listen to it. But fucking awesome band, legendary, super consistent, really cool band. They've just experiment with their sounds and stuff, and have influenced so many different things. And they just stand out to me as this fucking amazing band, and just love them so much. They just had to be my number 1. Just stands out to me. It's been so important to me. It was one I got into really early too, and just will always stick with me. Just fucking awesome shit. But Gorguts, Considered Dead, number 1. But that's my list. That 19 albums from 1991. Shout out again to Hammerheart Metal Reviews. Go check his channel out if you don't know about him. And yeah, Let me know down in the comments what your favorite albums from 1991 are, favorite metal albums. I'm open to just any albums in general, whatever you want to talk about, but from 1991. So hope you guys like this video. Thanks for watching. See you guys later.